nice feature that you can add to the front of a shirt or a jacket or really onto anything is snaps, using snaps in the place of buttons. This is something that can be a lot easier than adding buttons depending on how good of terms you're on with your buttonhole foot, and just adds a different unique touch to a garment or a project. So I'm going to show you today how to install these snaps using tools that you already have around your sewing room in your home. The first thing that you're going to need are some snaps. And in this example, I'm using the Pearl Snap Fasteners, the size 16. I found these at Joann's. I've also seen them on Amazon. And you can really use any type of snaps and it would be the same principle for attaching them. But these would just add a nice touch to my shirt, so that's what I'm using today. You're also going to need something to pad your surface. I'm doing this on my cutting mat, but I'm padding it with this scrap of quilted knit, and you could really just fold up any piece of fabric for the padding. You're going to need a pencil with an eraser. The eraser's part is going to be what you're going to use, so you want to make sure that your pencil has a good eraser. Some sort of device for marking where you want the snaps to go. I'm using a chalk pencil. A spool of thread. I find that this medium size works pretty well. And then a hammer. So to get started, you want to mark the position of your snaps on your fabric. And if I was doing this as a placket, pretending these flannel scraps are a placket, I'm going to mark where I want my snaps. So if I wanted them to be here, here, and here, I would mark those 3 points on my fabric. And then I'm going to start out by taking the purl part of the snap, or the front part of the snap. If yours doesn't have a purl face, that's okay. And inserting it through your fabric. Something you may want to consider before you get started is adding interfacing to the back of your project. This will help keep the snap from pulling apart the fabric if you're using something like flannel or double gauze that has a looser weave. So that's something to consider, but it's not required. So you're going to start out by noticing that this snap has prongs on the back. So these prongs are going to go through your fabric. And you're going to flip it over to the wrong side and use your pencil eraser to push down and make sure that those prongs have all gone all the way through. Once you're satisfied with that, you're going to grab this piece, which looks like it's flat on both sides, but it really has one side that is slightly raised, and that's this side here. So that's the socket, and the socket, the part that's raised on the socket, is going to go and connect with those prongs. So you're going to place that down on your surface and grab your thread spool, and the thread spool is going to go directly over, centering over your socket. Then you're going to take your hammer and tap on the thread spool to attach them. So you can take a look and see how you think you've done. If you think it needs some extra hammering, or if you're just having a rough day and you just need to hammer something, you can give it a few extra taps. And then that should be good. Should be attached. So this is the front side, this is the wrong side. So now, if you were doing a placket or a pocket, you're gonna want to mark where you want the other side to match up. So if this was my placket, and this was how I wanted it to line up, I would just go like this and mark where the other side should go. Then you're going to grab this open ring portion and flip your other side over to the wrong side and have that ring go through the spot that you already marked from the wrong side. And again, you can use your pencil eraser to push down on those prongs. Then you're going to grab this stud piece, which has this raised part, and place the stud so that it's facing up, so that the flat part is going against those prongs. And you're going to place that down on your padded surface. Grab your thread spool and place the thread spool so that the raised portion of the stud is coming up through the hole in the spool. And you're going to hammer that. You can kind of take a look and make sure that that adhered well. And then you're going to check and make sure that your pieces snap together, and you should hear that little snap. So you know that it worked. You've got them so that they snap well together. And that's it. Just continue with your project. If you need to mark and install more snaps, you would do that. But that's it, pretty quick and easy. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below.